Should I leave my jacket on for visual effect or take it off because it's hot?
Take it off because it's hot. All right,
I won't take off mine.
I'm jumping in. I love the cacophony.
Love
Keep it up. Or feel free to hiss, moan, boo, scratch, laugh. I don't know, whatever. Hi, everyone. It's Drew, and it is time for the Drew's News podcast, where we're serving up a little pop culture, some happy news, a dash of inspiration, and just an all-around good time. Today, we're covering everything from Olivia Wilde's bikini-clad return to Instagram lying about having kids to get out of work, and we're doing it with two very special guests. I'm starting to drool. I'm so excited. I don't know why. I'm losing control. Clea and Joanna, who the world knows as the co-founders and hosts of The Home Edit. You guys, I'm so happy you're here.
Oh, you don't even know. We're so happy.
I love being here. It's
I know.
our favorite.
I have to brag. I'm friends with you guys. I've been on your Netflix show. You guys have done our show multiple times. I am a sister, branding-wise. We're both in Walmart. We have the same fearless leaders who manage our brands and who believe that we all belong together and that there's so much symmetry. And I'm just happy to say, I feel like now, just an aspiring girlfriend.
We're life partners now.
Yeah, no, I would think so. Yeah. I hope so.
Mm-hmm. I remember when we did our first segment, I was like, oh my God, I think we might be all the same person.
I think so too. And we were like, are we best friends now?
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Can we immediately be best friends?
Yes, exactly.
It happened fast for us.
It's like the movie Step Brothers. He's like, did we just become best friends?
Yes, that's how it felt.
Yup. Yes, that's exactly what it's like. And I just also, on another note, I just admire everything you've put out into the world because I think you have truly changed the perspective. I think what you put into the world is not only helpful, but just extraordinarily powerful.
Well, we appreciate that. And that is the intention. The intention is when you live a clutter-free life, when you have a life filled with organization, it is a form of self-care. It is wellness. It is a little bit of zen. And, we often talk about controlling the controllables because so much of life is chaotic. And if you can just add a little bit of order to your life, it's amazing how long it goes and how much it benefits you.
And organization is an opportunity. People see it as a chore, but I think it's about reframing your thinking and realizing this is an opportunity and being excited about it.
I think it might be better than lovemaking. I don't know. I cleaned out my closet this morning and I was like, yep, better than sex. No questions. What do you guys want to share with people? I didn't even realize I forgot I had done that this morning. And then I'm going into my confessional booth with you guys and being excited to share my information about organizing because you're, the goddesses of that entity. What do you want? Is there an ice cream fetish you have? So if you met the dryer's man
I will start. I have bagels in my purse because whenever we're in Manhattan, I have to eat as many bagels as I possibly can. I cannot miss an opportunity.
She has purse bagels.
I love you even more. Have you been to Essa Bagel?
Number one.
Please.
We're doing a bagel taste test and on the podcast, and Essa Bagel is number one. Every morning, ask Lauren.
They're lined up outside like it's a nightclub.
She wouldn't know because it's a Postmate situation.
It is, and I get 3. Because I have to have options.
And then
she gets a regular one with vegan cream cheese, and the one with just butter.
Right. And I have different purposes for different ones.
Okay.
So the plain one, I don't want to put everything one in my purse because that's rude.
Right.
Yeah. And it's smelling all day.
Yeah.
So the plain goes with me through the day.
Oh my God. I'm even more in love with you than I was before.
This is a real thing. And I just want to say when we're eating breakfast at our hotel, which does not allow outside food, okay? All of a sudden, Joanna will take out a bagel from her purse and start spreading butter on it. And then a Postmate man walks in with a paper bag looking around, and Joanna calls him over to the table. And then as he's dropping the bag, another man arrives with another Postmated bagel.
It's true.
Sometimes from different locations.
Sometimes it's from different locations.
It is.
Yeah.
And that is okay because that is living your bliss.
It is.
We're only here for a finite time.
That's right.
Don't
miss a Manhattan
Be that
bagel.
girl.
Totally.
Be that girl.
Yeah.
What about you, Clea?
Well, I'm a champagne kind of person. So
So if Mrs. Tadinger walked in, you would fall all over yourself?
My husband and I, in March, the day after I was diagnosed with cancer, we had a trip planned to Paris. And everyone, my mother was like, you are not going. You just got diagnosed. I was like, well, there's nothing they're going to do tomorrow. So yes, I'm still going on my trip. And we went to the Champagne region of France. And I practically laid down in the middle of the street and just soaked it in. I was like, because they told me that there's actually the street that, Moet Chandon, Veuve Clicquot and everything is on is the most expensive street in the world because all the cellars are filled with champagne bottles. So in the middle of the street, when you're standing there, you're like, I am atop hundreds of thousands of just bottles of champagne. So I just let that.
You've also gotten a letter from the.
Oh wait, this is a real thing. Hold on. This is breaking news. This is breaking Drew's news. I've never said this before. I'm probably going to get put on citation. Okay. So I used to have a saying that said champagne's basically sparkling water. It's hydrating. You put ice in it. It's fine. It's not like a drinking.
You would just say it.
I would just say it.
Champagne
is basically sparkling water. I got a cease and desist from the Champagne region of France.
No.
Yes, on letterhead. Saying that I was degrading the centuries-old tradition of champagne.
And you're like, and if you only knew, I'm one of your number one consumers and
I was
lovers.
I keep you alive, okay? And I was like, all I do is add some ice, and it's basically, it's basically
By the way, I've heard in French, if you add some ice to wine, it could be called a piscine.
It is, which means a swimming pool.
Right. So it's okay for that, but not the champagne. I don't understand. By the way, full circle, and I'm so happy to say this, your last round of chemo, when you posted the picture, you had champagne glasses in the picture.
Always.
And I can't think of a more amazing reason to celebrate your journey, how you shared it with everyone, how gracious you were to bring everyone on it. If someone wants to be your girlfriend like me, I felt invited on the journey. And I also felt like it was just a love letter to bravery and opening yourself up and not suffering in silence, allowing people in. And it also felt heart-wrenching, educational. I felt like I got to invest in the length and the moments with you. What made you decide to share it the way you did? Because it was such an extraordinary invitation, one that affected me more than a lot in this lifetime I've had.
I felt that deeply from you. You were so supportive the minute I announced my diagnosis, and continued to be. I never felt like it was even a question whether or not I was going to share it. I think that it is a privilege and an opportunity to educate people that young people, even the age where you should be getting mammograms, can absolutely get breast cancer. And I think sharing my journey, inspiring people to get screened, take their health seriously, prioritize it over incredibly busy schedules. I did not have time to get breast cancer. No one has time to deal with finding something that might be a humongous problem and require a year of treatment. But if you don't prioritize it, I've said this to many people many times, not knowing you have breast cancer is different than not having breast cancer. You need to take your health seriously. And I knew that if I could inspire people to take it seriously and say, look, I have absolutely no family history. I have done every piece of genetic testing. I have none of it. I was under the age of 40 when my tumors, both of them, I had two. I was almost stage 3. My tumors started to arrive when they were forming. I was under the age of 40. There is absolutely not a reason in this world why I could think of to not share that information. And I have been lucky enough to work very closely with Vanderbilt, which is the amazing institution that has given me care this whole year. And the Cancer Institute at Vanderbilt is world class. It's one of the best ever. And one thing that has been really important that they've asked me to be on their board is because people think about older people getting cancer. And of course, people understand we work very closely with St. Jude and children's cancers and things like that. But one thing that has gone missing from people's minds is how many even children could be orphaned by their parents getting cancer because of how young people are now who are getting cancer and not even realizing it. They're not getting screened. They're not getting tested. They're not taking it seriously. So it's important. And to me, it's been the privilege of my life to share this information. It's probably the most important thing I'll ever do.
And that's what I meant about the educational piece. And you have empowered, you have included. Your tone of which you've done the entire journey and the way you speak of it now is so inviting. It doesn't feel taboo. I think a lot of people want to avoid it, which is part of why they don't know that something might be wrong. We use a myriad of behaviors, to sort of not deal. And when health comes in, it becomes the number one priority, whether you like it or not. And it trumps all else. And I feel closer to you through this. And thank you for letting us support and cheer you on and be an advocate. And your journey forever changed me, and everything you just said, I was hanging on your every word. You are so strong, so awesome. It is such an honor to be a budding friend to you, both of you. I'm in love with you both.
We're in love with you.
Yes, we are.
And I'm happy to be on this journey with both of you forever.
You don't have a choice. I need you on my journey.
I know. You two are the dynamic duo.
Rachel Zoe said we're her favorite marriage.
We're her favorite couple.
You are the best couple, and I'm just trying to get in a throuple with you. So,
anytime.
We have to go to a quick commercial, and we'll be right back. Shall we dive into some news stories? Story number 1, which is just fun. Breakfast Club reunion. Molly Ringwald and Ali Sheedy just posted on IG after hanging out nearly 38 years after the film's February 1985 debut. Crazy. The former Brat Packers caught up for a reunion that Ringwald is calling an early Christmas present. Oh my God, this picture.
I know.
Oh, I know.
It's incredible. Everything.
Well, so Joanna and I have a podcast called Best Friend Energy, and nothing is bringing more best friend energy than this picture.
I know. Do they want to come on our podcast?
Look at them. They are so happily in love with each other.
Oh, I love that they love each other.
I know. And after, filming a movie that long ago.
Oh, and such a sensational,
iconic moment in everyone's life. I think having such a wonderful friendship. I wonder what their relationship has been like up until now.
Well,
That's
do you think that they're not as close because it's been so long? So this is like a real reunion?
I know that Molly Ringwald, didn't she go to live in France for a while?
Yes, that's correct.
Maybe visited the Champagne region a time or two. And Ali Sheedy's just, been doing cool indie movies, but you can tell the chemistry.
The love.
I think as someone who had to have chemistry with a romance and certain men, most of which came very easy. I got really lucky. Most of the guys I was lucky enough to work with were good people, and it was just easy to have that chemistry with them. I always was I would never know how to fake chemistry with a woman.
Totally.
My female friendships are so strong, and it is that you can't fake. And I think looking at their picture, that is
double
love.
Arm.
It's a double arm.
Yeah, it's
That's
not a
genuine smiles and snuggles and goodness and joy, and women can't fake it with each other.
No.
Yeah.
It would definitely be, if they did not love each other, it's a one-arm situation. There's some space between them, maybe temple to temple, but they're not cheek to cheek. I think this whole thing tells a different story.
That's right. I agree.
And the facial expressions and the smiles are so real. I don't know what I would do without my girlfriends.
Agreed.
I would be so lost. I didn't really have family growing up, so they were my first family. Now I have these 2 daughters. And, when I'm planning trips, first and foremost, I try to plan the girls' trips, my girls' trips, and get those locked and loaded, for the year. And then I go hard into the girlfriend trips,
That's awesome.
The adult women. Okay, now that I've booked everything for life, I know the work, I know the schedule, what are we doing? And nothing is dearer to me than my time with my friends. It could be a sleepover, a casual dinner, a hang on the couch, taking a trip. It could be, micro, macro, mellow, epic, anything in between. Girlfriends are everything.
Everything. Joanna and I have been looking forward to this week all year because this was going to mean the end of treatment. We were going to be in New York City during the holidays. We could not get here fast enough.
And Joanna was going to stuff her purse with as many bagels as possible.
Oh, she has them here. If anyone would like a poppy seed.
No, just the plain in my purse.
Just the plain. She doesn't want her bagels to be offensive.
No.
It's not. She's not trying to make it like egg salad.
No, that's
you know
right.
What I mean?
Right. It's not tuna on a Subway. Yeah.
I did bring a tuna sandwich on an airplane recently.
So did my mother, and I was like, you cannot do that.
I know. I felt so embarrassed, but I was starving. I understand. All right. Okay. The next story comes from the Wall Street Journal, and it is a holiday debate. Speaking of the holidays, is it ever okay to gift clothing? One fashionista says yes, sartorial presents are handy, and they encourage the giftee to push their style boundaries. While another says no garment gifting, it's impossible to get right, and a tense unwrapping episode is inevitable. What do you guys think? To clothe or not clothe?
We actually had this debate on the drive here.
Yeah, we did.
We were talking about this very question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Joanna, give your hot take.
Okay. First of all, we have to separate categories. So
First of all, you're wearing the sexiest sweater. It's like sweet and sexy all at the same time.
Thank you. I'll take the compliment.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
I would say comfy PJs, yes, because those are like get cozy, live your best life.
That is a gift.
It is.
Loungewear.
Yes.
Think like that. That is a gift-giving opportunity.
Clothing. No.
No.
It's a tripwire. Like you're gonna offend someone in somewhere. It's gonna be too big, too small. It just seems like a landmine. No, thank you.
Like if the clothing comes in just like small, medium, large, like a lounge set,
Yes.
go for it.
Yes.
If don't buy me jeans.
No,
you know what I mean.
Right,
Like,
what size are you getting? And then you feel bad if you don't fit into them.
Like
and you feel, you think
I
I'm
need
this
a blouse.
Yeah.
Like no.
Yeah. Like, do I dress poorly?
No.
We have a lot of feelings about this.
Even outerwear, which we actually paused on outerwear, is like maybe, but then it's like no, because things can be boxy, the cut's wrong.
Yeah.
Like it could be too long. It's not a right fit. Stick to something that's just like comfy, cozy, casual.
It's a real gift and not like doesn't feel like an attack or a judgment.
Okay,
Maybe I'm projecting.
No, this is totally clear. It does. Like loungewear, like if anyone gives me socks, I'm so thrilled. I'm a sock enthusiast.
Totally.
And you're right. Also, like I was lucky enough, the whole Drew's News crew gave me my favorite Free City sweats with Drew's News on it.
So
perfect.
Cute. Exactly.
Number one gift like I've ever gotten. Ross Matthews made that macaroni and cheese frame
it's
because he
perfect.
knows
Yeah.
that I would love to live in a vat of macaroni and cheese. But you're right. I don't often ever buy anyone clothes nor get clothes because, as you said so eloquently, it's a tripwire.
Yeah.
It is, and who needs that?
No one needs that. On both ends, you don't need it.
It's a very personal choice. How you wear things, what you wear. Do you like a certain drape, a certain size, a certain fit? Or you want this tight and this loose? Yeah, it's weird.
And also when someone is considering your size in a way that I'm like, I don't want
you're
you
like,
thinking about it.
Thought about my whole body
and like,
intimately.
Is my butt gonna fit into these jeans?
But it's like a sweatpant? Great.
Yeah.
No. Totally.
We feel pretty
I'm
strongly.
glad that we are all in agreement here.
Well, I went in completely neutral, and I'm coming out real strong with you guys.
That's
what we do to people.
You know what you do. It's now I think it's weird, and now anyone who gifts me a piece of clothing,
you're gonna be like, you were thinking about me like that? No.
Our next story, I'm so curious as to thoughts that you guys have about this. This tweet just sparked a major debate online. It reads, "At my next job, I'm going to lie about having a kid so I can leave the office anytime I want, like everyone else with children." Clearly, she doesn't have kids.
Clearly, she doesn't have kids.
And because I don't think anybody is making that argument.
Nobody.
No. So we also shockingly have very strong feelings about this.
Okay, good. Bring it.
Yeah.
Okay, so as a mother, we're all mothers.
Right.
If you get a call that says your child has thrown up, every single muscle in your body deflates. It is the worst feeling in the world. And what people don't understand who don't have kids, the hardest job is actually being a mother to your children. So if you have to leave work to go home and take care of a sick child, I can't think of a job that is harder than that.
No, correct.
I'd rather be at work. I'm not trying to leave and be like, my kids are sick.
Nothing is harder than being at home.
No.
And I like hats off to all the stay-at-home parents. It is, I can't imagine a harder job. So leaving your actual job to go home,
parents don't make up that their kids are sick. We would never. Do we also yell Jumanji? We don't put that out in the world. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
if you want to leave work early, like come up with a respectable excuse.
I know. Get
like
your
a
haircut.
OBGYN
Like
exam.
something.
Yeah,
the
just something.
karma
I would
of that.
never.
Also, I'm not a good liar, and I'm not good at the lie. You can tell I'm lying in the middle of it because I'm like, even though I've acted in my life, I have no skills to pull off a lie in real life.
Same.
I look guilty as I'm saying it, like
Right,
you
we're not
know
believable.
that I'm lying.
Right.
And then also like I just don't want to get caught. I don't want to lie.
Me too.
It's
not worth it.
No.
It's not worth it.
No, I don't even want to. We laugh about this, but I don't even want to bring a peanut on the plane when we're entering it like in and out of California.
I'll bring a tuna sandwich.
No, because
But she
Clearly.
thinks that like the agricultural police are going to come get her. So
like when they
she is,
ask her, like,
she is actually.
Yeah.
If we've gone to Canada, this is a true story. Joanna like throws her arms up in the air like she is submitting to the police, like the generales.
She's
or
like,
whatever.
I have a pineapple.
And she's like, I have an energy bar, and they're
Right.
like, ma'am, like that's fine. And she's like, but you should check me.
Yeah, just
Right.
make sure. So I see you and feel you so much on this.
And also, she every single time we've ever checked in at the airport, when they're like,
Yeah.
do you have like a 9-volt battery or whatever the thing is, that she always says, I have a rechargeable toothbrush. And they're like, and 100% of the time they have told her that that is not what the battery issue
Right.
is. But every
I
time
have to
she
say it.
has
I
to
have to
tell
say
them
it.
just in case the laws have changed.
Listen,
Gotta say it.
I cannot tell a lie. I know that's
Yeah.
Richard Nixon who was telling a lie.
Yeah, but we really can't.
But I'm not good at it. And you're right. The karma doesn't work. If you're going to lie, don't use a kid.
Don't.
That's
and
right.
a mom
Phantom
never
or
would.
real.
Yeah, that's right.
A mom never ever would. So I just want to say for everyone listening, if someone says, I am really sorry, my child is sick, I have to go home, trust me, they are dreading it more than anyone else.
What could be worse?
Nothing could be worse.
Sick
That
child?
is such
Yeah.
good perspective and feedback on that tweet. Okay, moving on. So sadly, I guess Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles have recently parted ways. Olivia has returned to social media for the first time since. And boy, did she return in a bikini, cracking up with her girlfriend, Babs Birchfield. I mean, thoughts.
Okay, let me tell you, I can one-up this photo. Joanna and I were just at the Baby to Baby Gala, which you know very well. You've been honored
And
before.
she was there in the tiny
in a
little
bikini
top.
Yes. I think she was in this bikini top at the gala. She was in a long skirt and this bandeau bikini top, or like a version of it.
Yes.
And again, it was like right on the heels of like maybe the breakup and all this. And I was like, is this like a revenge body moment? Is this like I'm gonna get photographed with like all of my ab muscles? Like I don't know. But I was like a looky-loo, I have to admit.
Abs for days.
Like, so again, I think she's just like, you know what? I am not sad about my Harry breakup, and I'm going to show everyone that I have the body to end all bodies.
She is like so stunning, so beautiful. She knows this friend of mine, or they're close, and my friend was going to her place, and I was like, can I like send a message like, through you to her? I think she is so extraordinary, and I think that she should just take all the, fascination as such a compliment. I mean, when everybody can't stop talking about you,
True.
It means that you're just on the top of mind.
I think that's right.
She is an impactful, strong, gorgeous woman, director, she's just so beautiful.
And she's come off a few months of people just talking all the time.
That's what, I wanted to send a message of, I literally, if you are the person that every person chooses to focus on, that is a giant compliment. And,
I agree.
It should be taken as nothing else, and because you are the fascination of everyone. I mean, that must not be easy to live with, but what a compliment. And I think she will continue to be the fascination of everyone for many years to come.
Yes, I was impressed that she showed up looking with such posture and poise.
Right,
and she actually was one of the presenters on stage.
And it was the posture and poise.
How was the whole event? I've been an angel to Baby for years. I love that event. Do you know that night, I believe the amount, and this is an organization, Baby to Baby, one of the most powerful organizations on behalf of kids and their parents and mothers and families, the most effective organization. And I believe that night they've now raised over $12 million.
We did. Over $12 million that night. It was amazing.
It was amazing.
You've been an honoree before. And haven't you been an honoree?
Yes,
I was almost positive.
Many years ago.
And I'm an angel as well. I have always joked that I'm the only non-famous angel on like the list reads, it's actually pretty amazing. Like, of course, like Drew Barrymore's in the Bees. I'm under Molly Sims because my last name's Shearer. And I remember the first time Molly realized I was an angel, she saw the list and she goes, "My Clea Shearer?" And I was like, "Yes, Molly, I am."
Yeah, because she
too.
produces Home Edit with you on Netflix.
And so I just happen to come after her in the alphabet, but that's the only thing that we like Molly is like towers above me in her like stunning gala gowns and looks like an angel floating down the carpet. And then
she's
there's this
a model and a gorgeous
literally
woman.
A model. Yeah, I'm the only non-famous angel, but that's okay.
We don't agree, but you know,
I actually think it's funny. I'm just in the best company ever. I just happen to be an angel for the last like decade. So I was an early adopter.
I'm so glad because they are the most effective organization I've ever seen in my life. The way that Kelly and Nora have moved the needle on how to get effective change through is unbelievable. Please check out the organization Baby to Baby, and you will see why every woman is out there on behalf of this organization.
It's for such a good cause.
All right. We have to go to a quick commercial, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Okay. Now for our last story, and this one is a bit controversial. Okay. This is really interesting. So this TikToker, Tanner Leatherstein.
Is that really his name?
I know, that's my first thought.
I know. Well, because it's all
about leather.
It's all about leather. He's going viral for literally cutting up designer purses apart to show whether or not they're worth the price tag. And in one of his viral videos, Tanner cuts a $1,200 designer wallet with a pair of scissors and concluded that the wallet is made up of $30 worth of leather, bringing the estimated cost to the manufacturer of $90. And Tanner said it's $1,200 for the price tag, and you're paying a lot for the status that comes with the logo. Okay, I want to know thoughts because living in Manhattan, on every corner is, you know, a table
Fake
with
bags.
knockoffs,
Yes.
and they are so good. You would never, ever know.
Except I would. Okay, so let me just say, I have
break out the scissors.
I know
Here she comes.
I have such strong opinions about all this, but I just want to say my history. I went to Parsons School of Design in New York. My first job was working at Hermes of Paris. So I worked for a leather goods company.
Is there anyone better to talk to this about?
No, because
She's
I have
also worked everywhere.
I have worked everywhere, but Hermes is I worked for the ultimate leather goods company in the world, I would argue. And I believe in their products so much. Not necessarily, their price point is a choice for everyone to make, right?
Yes.
It is very expensive. But I can tell you
The craftsmanship,
to make a certain type of their bag, one of their most famous bags, Birkin, is 9 months of craftsmanship, and one person makes that the whole way through. This is not something that's on an assembly line.
And it's like an atelier.
Yes.
Like
you have to train forever to become this person. And the leathers, the skins, whether it's exotic, whether it's lamb, whether it's pebbled, all of this is so, it's everything to them. It's what they're born and raised and bred with. It's
the
integrity
is infallible.
Yes, it is. So there are certain leather companies that I will get by 100%. And I will tell you that, again, you can feel the weight of the bags. You can see the stitching. You can see how it all comes together. First of all, the thought of anyone taking a pair of scissors to a bag like that makes me cringe in ways that I find physically uncomfortable. I'm wearing a turtleneck and I'm getting kind of hives thinking about it. I'm like, I hope no one's touching that bag. But then there are other companies that play around a little bit, I think, with the quality. And that is is it all of our faults? Because it's kind of the same thing as real estate, right? Something's only worth what someone's willing to pay. And if someone's willing to pay $1,200 for a wallet that has a logo on it, then what is the company going to sell it?
The logo's going to be worth whatever the difference is.
It just is. And that is not the company's fault, I don't think.
Okay, the fact that you just took it to the place of real estate,
I think it's true.
was incredibly interesting because it's true. When you see a place, a neighborhood, boom. I mean, whoa, I did not expect that analogy to come into it.
Well, and again, it's like, okay, if we're talking about just the bare bones cost of the silk in a shirt, the yarn in a
the hard
sweater,
costs.
right? If you're thinking about just hard costs, sure, we can have a conversation about hard costs, but that's not the world we live in. The world we live in is about perception. It's about a perceived reality.
Finish each other's sentences.
We do. Again, we're everyone's favorite couple. And so again, if someone's willing to pay something for something, then why would a company be like, you know what? Actually, it only cost me $30.
Right.
So
they're just charging for the logo. I mean, and they can charge. Technically, they should be able to charge what they want.
And there are companies who, again, will say it's made in Paris, but really, a certain percentage of it was made in China, made in the U.S., and it's assembled in Paris so that they can stamp that on there. There's a lot that goes into luxury goods, but again, it's only worth what someone's willing to pay. If everyone decided tomorrow that a $1,200 Chanel wallet was not worth it and zero people were buying it, I guarantee you Chanel would drop the prices. They're not going to just sit on inventory. But if all these people are queuing up to buy a $1,200 wallet, I mean, that's just the way it goes.
Interesting. God, I really came to the right person.
And again, sometimes I think it's worth it. Sometimes I don't think the quality's there. But at the end of the day, it's consumerism.
Well, as long as they're not lying and saying that it's something that it's not.
Right. They're not saying it's stuffed with gold.
Right.
I like that if you have the means and it's what you want to do, everybody has their fetishes and their things and their likes and dislikes. I love if you can't, but you want it. I love the knockoffs. I do.
Go
and
ahead.
I know I'm going to fashion hell for saying it.
No, go ahead.
But I'm like, I love that there's an option. Good on you.
I think it's great. Also, I love the secondhand market.
Yes.
If you want to buy a Chanel wallet, I love go to a consignment place.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Someone wears it twice.
What's so interesting about that is if you go outside of any major city and you thrift, you can find the best deals. And if you go on most websites, you can find some really interesting things.
Absolutely.
And there's a whole range out there. No judgments. Love it. Something for everyone. The gamut.
I love it. No, I think it's
boy, your expertise in this area was really fortunate for us to
happened to be something
bring
I
up
feel
this
strongly
story.
about.
Well, it's funny because I found this story and I brought it to the news, and then everyone was like, "No, I think we should talk to Clea and Joanna about it." And hearing you, I'm like, oh my God.
Or just Clea. She has the right opinion about this, I think. She has the expertise on this one, for sure.
What do you do? Are you buying the nice one or the knockoff?
Well, depends.
Joanna,
are you stuffing that bagel in a designer purse? Or
she is,
are you going like Urban Outfitters?
Joanna will always ask me, she'll say, is this bag a classic? Like, she doesn't want to buy something trendy. She'll invest in a classic.
That's right. And she's the right person to ask because I'm like, I need to make sure that it's classic. I don't live for a trend.
Stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Well, I carry a JanSport backpack that would be perfect for your bagels. And
front pocket. My bagels are perfect for your JanSport backpack.
It's a match made in durable heaven, very affordable. But I'll go and splurge somewhere else.
Yeah.
Everybody has the
Just
thing.
choices.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, I cannot thank you enough. I love you both so much for every reason under the sun. And thank you for doing this podcast with us.
Yeah, it's mutual.
I mean, everything for life is basically my plea to you. We have so many things to do in this world together.
We do.
Yes,
we have so many more things to talk about. This is only like 5 topics.
We're just
we have to come
scratching
back.
the surface here.
I know.
Well, look out for more stuff from this throuple right here. Or just me knocking on the door of the world's great couple, Clea and Joanna. Follow the Drew's News podcast wherever you get your podcasts. And if you like this, well, you can tell people, or you can see, a tree and say, hey, tree, listen, I don't know if you're into podcasts, but you should really check this one out. You could see, an alien from another planet. You could be like, listen, you got to check this podcast out. You could see a neighbor's cat and say,
Absolutely.
listen, you know what? You should listen.
You should check this podcast out.
You might even see a best friend and say, you know what? I was thinking we should listen to this together or separately and then talk about it afterwards.
That's right.
But wherever you are, we make this podcast for you. And so just take it with you. And if you're out there in the world and you're thinking about a friend, well, just absolutely send them a message or pick up the phone right now and tell them that you love them. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.